Guys, welcome back to Cross Zone. And during this final week, I'm going to do some opinion pieces on various issues that are coming up in sports that I just want to give my opinion on. So, today I'm going to talk about police involvement at sports games and police involvement in sporting events and stuff like this. And I'm just going to tell you guys, I just flat out don't like it. We've gotten to the point in society where a locker room brawl between two football teams gets investigated by the police and arrests are made. And it's just like, why? It's just a fight. Guys are going to fight sometimes, you know? You're going to put somebody in jail with child molesters and rapists because they whoop someone's ass in a locker room? It just makes no sense. Police are always booting people out of like football games for being drunk or whatever it is, or getting in a fight, whatever it is. And I'm just wondering, what right do the police have to do this? If I'm at Carver Hawkeye Arena, and let's say someone starts a fight with me or whatever, or they're acting belligerent or whatever, if Carver wants to kick them out, that's fine. But it's not fine for them to use the state, aka the police, as a way of removing that person from the property, because the policies of private businesses are not laws. The policies of colleges are not laws. And if the policies of private businesses are not laws and the policies of colleges are not laws, then the police have no business whatsoever enforcing the policies of private businesses or colleges or anything else. Cops are supposed to be enforcing laws, not business policies. The latest situation like this is, I don't remember the names of these runners, but these girls that from that Olympic race or whatever it was, where the one girl hit the other girl in the back of the head with a baton, and now she's getting criminally charged, and now it's national news and everything. I look at something like that and I think, do we really need the police, the justice system for some shit like this? Jesus Christ, let these two girls handle this themselves. I just can't imagine a justice system that, again, who's in jail? Child molesters and rapists are in jail. You want to put somebody in the same jail you put child molesters and rapists in because they hit someone with a damn baton at a freaking sporting racetrack event? I mean, that's not justice at all. Now, this speaks to deeper issues of just the police being involved in every aspect of our lives, and the fact that we just can't handle our own confrontations anymore. And every time we act like grown-ups and handle our own confrontations, the police are there ready to take us to jail for it. And I'm not condoning, it's amazing I even have to qualify this, but I'm going to qualify. I'm not condoning that girl that hit the other girl with the baton in that race. I'm not condoning her. What she did was wrong. It was awful. But it's just not a police matter. Let the girl who got hit handle that with the other girl in the locker room. You don't need to bring the justice system into that. That's a waste of taxpayer money. But sports are a reflection of society. And in today's wussbag society, with all these draconian laws that are all around, you're just not allowed to handle your own business anymore without fear of arrest. And the cops will be glad to arrest you because cops are essentially paid terrorists. They're state-approved kidnappers. That's what cops are. They're basically legalized. They're a legalized a kidnapping cartel. That's what they do. That's all arrest is. It's just kidnapping under a different name. But I don't want to go too far off on that tangent. But law enforcement and the police are so deeply involved in every aspect of our lives now, including sport. Any kind of confrontation or fight whatsoever, our society has devolved to the point where it almost demands a police presence for it. That's not what the cops are supposed to be for. Listen, if it ain't a shooting, a murder, a child molestation, a rape, or a kidnapping, it doesn't need a police response. Law enforcement doesn't need to be involved. But we're a sissified society today, so we call the cops over everything. Fights, hell, even shouting matches. And that, unfortunately, has bled into the sports world. I feel bad for that Michigan football team that some of their players have to face criminal charges because they had some fisticuffs in a locker room. I don't remember who they got into a fight out with. I think it was Ohio State. They don't deserve that. They might have been pricks for starting the fight, but it just shouldn't be a police matter. It shouldn't be a legal matter. Getting your ass kicked in general should not be a legal matter. Man up. Fight your own battles. You know? Oh, I don't know when we lost that in this society, in this country. But I think law enforcement needs to not be in sports, and I think law enforcement needs to really just not be in society in general. Again, unless it's, like I said, murder, shooting, rape, child molestation, kidnapping. Maybe one or two, armed robbery. There's one or two other things, but if it's not something real serious like that, the police don't need to be involved. I don't know. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully this sort of sissified society we're moving towards and are already in kind of reverses. People realize the error of their ways, but I don't think they will. I don't think they will. All right, guys, that's about it.